Welcome, welcome one and all to Sounds from the Square. We are coming to you live and direct from Festival Square, Manchester International Festival 2023. Take it in, take it in. The weather is semi on our side. The people are in full vibes. We're ready for amazing live music, and we've had an incredible day so far. I'm your host, Pops Roberts, and I'm here to show you all the amazing wonderments, all the guest interviews, behind the scenes, all the musical guests that we have over this next week. It's going to be an amazing time. It's 18 days of pure joy and incredible, unadulterated talent. So, we're going live on YouTube and the Factory International website. You're already with us, hopefully, on these. But if you need to nudge your friends or get them on there, then please do join. You'll also notice on the Factory International site we have a chat room, so please get involved. Tweet at us as well. It's at Factory International or _ on Twitter as well, Factory _International. And you can have your say and get involved. So, we've had an exciting first day. I'm just looking around, checking what's going on. Everything's very live and direct, as you can tell. But if you're in the chat room, please do hit us up. And we're also going to share with you a beautiful VT, which gives you a little roundup of what's been happening on this exciting day one. It's only day one. Should we cut over to those? Incredible scenes. What you've just seen are highlights of Kagame and various acts we've had from Festival Square. It was an absolutely stellar opening, and we're ready to talk to someone very important in the process. We are joined today by Riv Burns. Riv is amazing. It's an honour to be with Riv. Riv is the spearhead of the entire programming team for Festival Square. You've been so since it was conceived, and
since 2019.
Since 2019, since Festival Square was around. And it's just an honour to be here with you and see this all unfold. How does it feel now we're here and it's happening?
It feels amazing. Like, we've been trying to think about what this space is going to look like for so many years, and like to finally see people in it, music happening, DJs happening, dancing last night, like it just feels really special. And like with this backdrop, the joining the two cities, it's just, it's really special moment for sure.
Amazing. It is an incredible new space. What is your take? What are your favourite elements of the site so far? The brand new Factory International Aviva Studios?
Yeah, I think like flexibility. It's such a flexible space, like inside and out. And I think like it really already feels warm and like home. And like if you could have seen it a week ago, it probably didn't feel like that. So just think, what are we going to be able to do in the future of this building? Like, it's so exciting. And I think like just seeing people kind of coming down, relaxing, just running around on the grass, having fun. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I think it's a real future home for people, and I'm really excited to welcome people here for sure.
It's an incredible investment, especially in Manchester itself. And it's 18 days. Tell us, how many artists have you curated over these 18 days in Festival Square alone?
A lot. I think we've ended up with over 200 artists or acts performing, which equates to just over 550 artists who are going to grace this stage over the 15 days of being active on here over the 18 days of the festival. And like over 80% of them from Greater Manchester, and there's hardly any duplicates of performances from previous years. So it's just like this city is just teething with talent, and there's so many people who didn't make it and will make it in future years, and it's just, it's amazing.
Amazing. How does it compare? Because obviously you're behind Sounds from the Other City, an incredible festival based in Salford. If you've not been, do check it out. It's incredible. How does this feel? Do you feel like this is a very different process, or there are similarities to Sounds from the Other City?
Yeah, I mean, ultimately it's about kind of creating a platform where artists can perform their best performances and introduce themselves to brand new audiences. And I think what Festival Square offers, with it being free to the public, it's kind of like, I always use this kind of terminology of like, if you like this, you'll like that. And for the first time ever, Festival Square is like literally underneath where the main music programme is happening for the festival. So being able to connect these like international artists with local talent and international artists on the Festival Square stage is like, yeah, just really amazing to kind of be like, come and see your new favourite artist, which is very similar to how we do with Sounds as well. And yeah, it's just about creating platforms for people to have fun and do their best.
Amazing. And who are you most looking forward to this week? You can say multiple people. I don't want to cause any sort of drama or any sort of favouritism, but I do want a little bit of favouritism. Go on, who are you looking forward to the most?
I mean, there's so much. Like, we had an artist earlier played called Zolatech, who's just amazing, like the steel drum artist who's just moved up from Manchester about 3 years ago, who's just incredible. But my favourite act of all time is performing on Wednesday, 5th of July, and that's Planning to Rock. Bolton-born, Berlin-based artist who I've just loved for years, and that's following the Peaches and Cheddar Gorgeous in Conversation. So for me personally, that's a massive highlight. But then, there's so many highlights. The Joy on the 7th of July, followed by Piano in the City, Homo Electric tomorrow night, the KTNA on Sunday. The list literally goes on. I'm so passionate and excited about everything that's happening on this stage, for sure.
Incredible. I'm going to ask one more question. If you were back in town, if someone were to follow in your footsteps, for example, or you were to talk to your younger self embarking on this career, what's a piece of advice you would give future Riv Burns of this world? I love this question.
That is hard. That is real hard. Take a risk, though. I think don't be afraid to take a risk and make a mistake, because that's where the magic happens, I'd say. So yeah, everyone take risks. Do it.
Wonderful. And I'm going to make loads of mistakes, so thanks, Riv. That was the sign-off I needed. Amazing. I'm really looking forward to next. Are you actually going to sleep at all this week, I was wondering?
Well, what's that Fatboy Slim song? It's like eat, sleep, rave, repeat. That, basically, for 18 days.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. Yeah, so obviously the weather's not entirely on our side, but I find it is incredible. I would like us to just take full notice of the fact this is a completely covered Manchester-friendly staging area. I am in awe of it. It's going to be a lifesaver on a few of these days. But I was going to ask, what do you think about the future of the city now that Factory International is here? Obviously, it's a huge investment. It's a massive venue. But do you foresee changes? Like, what do you hope for it to change, perhaps?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's why I'm excited about the flexibility of this space. We've got kind of spaces where people can have their very first performances on, say, something like a stage like Festival Square, or inside in the social space, or in the hall foyer. And the progression that is potential for artists from Greater Manchester is huge. Like, I would love to see in 3 years' time, 2 years' time, an artist who has played at this year's Festival Square go on to headline in the Warehouse to 5,000 people. And that is what I think this building can help deliver. And its collaborative attitude, working with partners across the city, I think will really support and help deliver that. Amazing.
Wildcard of a question. What's the strangest thing / wildest thing you've seen at an MIF so far?
I don't know, like, strange is an odd one, but like one of my most special moments was like seeing there was this 5-year-old kid watching Children of Zeus in 2019, and he was sat on his dad's shoulders, and it was the first time like Children of Zeus had played in a kind of non-licensed, like a non-over 18 venue, do you know what I mean? And he was there singing every single lyric to every single song, and I was like, this is why we do this, like, to kind of give those like moments and stuff. So that's not necessarily a strange moment, but it was a special moment for sure.
That's a lovely moment, and obviously, you're inspiring future generations. Amazing. So, we are going to cut over to some amazing footage from an incredible collective. Thank you so much, Riv. This is One Mic Stand, a collective from one of the favourite poetry jams in Manchester. There are 8 performers, but we're going to look at some highlights of a few of them, and we are going to cut to that right now. Let's see what One Mic Stand have got to say.
There's so much I never say to you. You want me back, boy, join the queue. There's so much I never say to you. You want me back, boy, join the queue. Your voice notes make me wanna puke. I had to block you, wouldn't stay on you. You keep hissing, I won't bite your fruit. Bite your fruit. The tree's rotten at the root. At the root. Sweet on occasion to keep me hooked. For validation, texting on the loop. I'll never say, I'll never say. Indirects, late night texts, yes I stayed for the sex. Snooping through my DMs, that union feels like the pen always blowing up my phone. 4 a.m. got me writing lyrics, poems. I had to leave you unread, cut you off like a skank. Messages I'll never send. We were lovers, barely friends. Now we're strangers in the end. Took a bite of my heart, yeah, yeah. Morning star, you get so dark. Morning star, you get so dark. I'm so up nice, but you get so harsh. Set me on fire, then hold me in your arms. So much I never, I'm finally doing better. I'm finally doing better, 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 better. There's so much I'll never say to you. You want me back, boy, join the queue. Thank you.
If you enjoyed Ari's performance, make some more noise, guys. So, you're going to hear some poems from this other guy who sometimes tells jokes and introduces other people to do poems. And the rumours things is going to be a little bit weird because I've got to tell you a rumour about myself. Somebody said that this guy became a dad for the first time like 6 weeks ago. Yeah, which is absolutely true. It is a truth. I had a little boy called Axel. I didn't have a little boy. My partner had a little boy called Axel. He's 6 weeks old now. I'm really happy to be here with you guys. It's a beautiful experience, beautiful feeling. So, a little cheeky plug for you guys. I do serious poetry when I'm not telling really bad jokes and try to get people to make noise. And I've got a solo show happening in November at home. So shout out to Home, shout out to Arts Council. The show is called This Kind of Black, and I'm going to share some of the poems from the collection of poetry, which will be coming out next year, and also the solo show, which you will get the chance to come and check out. 15th of November to the 18th of November. Look online on Home's website, come and support. It will be lovely to see some of your faces there. Okay, let me see if I can get into it with this one. And bear in mind, I've got a little bit of baby brain, so I'm going to do my best to remember them off the top, but let's go. This poem is called Making a Spell of Home. As Wolverine, as worry, as wanton, as war-torn, as tornado, as turmeric, as Tupperware, as tumult, as multitude, as Mogadishu, as Mandeville, as Manish water, as autodidact, as afterthought, as avarice, as alvinos where patties are sold by the ounce, as oxymoron, as obvious, as obscured, as obsolete, as oxygen, as generational, as genogram, as grip, As gentle as gentrification could possibly be. There's possibilities. There's past. There's pain. As painstakingly familiar. As fragile. As fragments. As fontanelle. As elephant in room as elsewhere. As enigmatology. As enterprise. As Justin. As Jesse. As Junior. As jaded as jingoism. As going. As gone. As God. I guess I'm trying to tell you that my home is as godly and as godless as any other still living thing. Thank you. All right. Okay, this next poem is dedicated to my beautiful grandma. She's a woman of faith and she's ridiculously religious, which means she only listens to gospel music and Diana Ross. Those two things. I remember as a kid growing up around my gran, and even the lullabies in her house were gospel songs. There was no rockabye baby. It was gospel songs. And this poem is about that. It's called In the Home of Gospel Lullabies. Enter my chamber, be free, Holy Spirit. Speak to me gently as I close the door. Heavenly lover, let thy presence cover. Shekinah, unending, is all I long for. Though she knows her Jesus to be the light of the world, surely he be forgiving of her acrophobia, the chronic and crippling fear of the blackness lurking just beyond the borders of her home. My grandma is an expert in the story of Exodus. She holds it in her heart like some sacred thing. She reasons that she must because she lived at the intersection of black, migrant, mother, single black migrant mother of black boys before intersectionality had a postcode, before it became a Huffington Post phenomenon. I guess you could say my gran has always needed a God on her side. And so she has sealed the doors of her home with the songs of Zion, Selah. She has resolved in her heart that her God will one day call her friend, Selah. She does not skip service. Even the late night ones she has to take 2 buses to get to, Selah. She refuses to let a rock or a tree or a stone or the ground offer any kind of praise in her place, Selah. And so, in this home, even the lullabies are gospel, meaning she will sing her boys to sleep with good news. And in her singing, she invites her God to awaken her boys with the vision of Paul, with the strength of Samson, with the courage of David. And if it is not her God's will to wake them up as such, she simply invites her God to wake them up and prays and hopes that should they find themselves choking on the blackness of the world that lurks beyond the borders of her 4 walls, she hopes and prays that one day her God will remind them of the good news she sang them to sleep with. Enter my chamber, be free, Holy Spirit. Speak to me gently as I close the door. Heavenly lover, let thy presence cover. Shekinah, unending, is all I long for. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Let's, for the final time, guys, welcome to the stage the performer. So you know what to do. Make some noise. Be un-British for a moment. Be a bit American. Welcome to the stage, Zainab.
I burn. They promised that after I burned at the stake, a phoenix would arise in my ashes. So tell me why I stand in front of you scorched, half the girl I was before, let alone woman. I was told that if I bared the cross, they would hail me as a saint, but I've gotten no celebration. I was promised salvation if I refused the fruits from the tree, and I listened. I listened willingly, but I am burned, and I am starving, and I am singed, and I am weak. I am sick of patience. I am sick of challenges and burdens and taking them with grace. I am sick of decorum and virtue. I am burning and I am screaming. Please, do not call me a soldier. Do not say you are proud for all I have accomplished with nails in my hands. I never wanted a medal. I never wanted your honor. I wanted you to look me in the eyes without having me earn it, without having to prove that I can breathe by drowning. I am so tired of bearing crosses. I am tired of stepping on hot coals. I am tired of having to overcome. I'm just so tired. And you will look upon me and say that my failure was in my nature. You will tell me to be honored I was even allowed to play. You will say everything short of acknowledging the reason your feet don't burn when you stand on hot coals is because you were given shoes at birth. But I suppose you've just had them for so long, you refer to them as your feet. This is titled Holes, no relation to the movie. The window in my bedroom looks out onto a football field. I sat on my bed one morning and watched two men dig 2 holes at the bottom of it. They were only little holes with little piles of dirt adjacent when I noticed, and I went about my day. When I sat back down on my bed and looked out again, they were nearly done. The piles of dirt as tall as them, the sun setting, the day coming to a close. They looked at their work, the job, complete, sweaty and tired. And I wonder what that must have felt like. To complete a task so simple, it's entirely one step, dig a big hole. To be able to see exactly what you've accomplished, to complete a task that is both simple in theory and taxing in practice. And they did it. Performed a perfect act of manual labour and did it well. I then wondered if someone would be out in a short while to comment on these holes, to make sure that they were big enough or wide enough. I doubt they will, though. I can't see the holes anymore, but I can see the piles of dirt that have come from within them, and they absolutely, from my bed at least, looked big enough. I hope they slept well that night, or at least had a hearty meal. They deserved it. I know it's strange to be proud of a stranger for completing a job that they were paid to do, but I am. And I know that myself, I could not have done it, or would not have done it, or at least would have been very angry about having to do it. But they looked content. They looked pleased. I do hope they are proud of the holes that they dug.
Thank you.
Welcome back to Festival Square. This is Sounds from the Square, Manchester International Festival 2023. You have just been watching One Mic Stand, an incredible collective born from a really popular Manchester stalwart, I'd call it, of poetry jam nights. Some real talent there, so if you can, do check them out. Check all of these artists out online and go and support, absolutely. We have some exceptional stuff happening in Manchester all year round. But enough of that. Let's talk to some people who are here today in Festival Square. I am joined by
Caroline
and
Roosh.
And we are here enjoying the atmosphere, shadowing ourselves in the rain somewhat, but everyone's looking very dapper. I love it. Is this the first time you've been to MIF?
No, not the first time.
Amazing. So what are your highlights from MIFs before? What's brought you back?
Always for me it's been Festival Square. Yeah, it's the vibe.
Yeah, Connie Con Festival Square last time. It was in the rain, but it was amazing. Yeah.
Well, that's Connie Con from Children of Zeus. That was an exceptional set. Yeah, amazing. And so you're back here again. Are there any highlights you're looking forward to today?
So we've actually come for the exhibition, the Kasama exhibition, and it was mind-blowing. Like, it was so good, yeah. And then we've just come here to, enjoy free music. Yeah.
Yeah, the cloud beds, I want one. I just want one to take home and I live on it.
It is great that we can do these things and have so much stuff going on in the daytime, so you can really choose your battles and times of the day. Really amazing. So we're going to have a look at, thank you very much, by the way, And thank you for looking so dapper. So we're just going to have a look at what people are saying online as well. So we have here, Amy Dock is loving it. Sarah Coffey, loving this so far. Great things coming from the north. Thank you, they are, always. And Michael Thomas, loving this so much. Such an incredible programme and so many talented performers. It's really lovely to read this love coming from you all. And Sonny Franklin saying, direct, powerful and moving, loving this, so glad it's been laid on. I'm assuming that's also about Riv's words, which were very powerful, very moving. And it's great to remind ourselves of like the intention behind events like this, to actually like really create this platform and celebrate what we've got and what's to come as well. Absolutely wonderful. Please keep coming. Please keep reminding each other as well to speak to us on YouTube, get into the discussion or talk in the chat room on the Factory International website. If you are here in person, you will be about to witness Worker live and followed by the legendary A Certain Ratio. But you can also catch this tomorrow. We're back tomorrow, 7 p.m, and we're going to have the highlights from today for you tomorrow, because it's important that we come from here to you live and direct if you can't be with us. But if you can, we look forward to seeing you. Absolutely. So we're going to now look at some VT roundups. Yeah. This is me, Pops Roberts, signing off. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow at 7 p.m. This has been Sounds from the Square, Manchester International Festival 2023. We look forward to hearing and seeing you again. Have a beautiful evening.